Hello, it's your YouTube friend Brad here, and I have a little story to tell you. But first, you must subscribe to hear this story, and I want you to be a subscriber of this channel, of course, all the time. But this time, I'm going to tell you how I monetize this channel and give you some tips and some tricks. There's going to be a lot of storytelling here by me, but I want you to know this. If you have any questions about anything here, please leave them in the comments. I try to reply. If you're nice, or if you're not nice, I don't mind that either. It's kind of funny, actually. But I am going to kind of spend some time here talking about the monetization of this channel, how I did it, why I did it, what the reasons behind some of the things that I do, and you'll be able to understand why I'm doing some of the things I do. I use little tricks and tips, and some people don't like them, and I understand that, and I don't like them either, but I do it anyway. I have to thank two people. Charlie Marlowe is a friend of mine. You can check out his channel. He's a St. Louis broadcaster. He told me he thought this might be a good idea. He asked me a lot of questions. He's so excited about his YouTube channel as he tries to monetize. And he said, you should do something about how you monetize and tell people how you did it. So I'm going to do that. And I also have to mention a friend of mine from GQ Barbecue, Jason Ganal. He has been doing this for a much longer time than me, monetizing his channel. I think I've been on YouTube longer. But he's a barbecue guy who now has a lot of followers on his GQ Barbecue page. And he's given me a ton of tips and tricks. So hello, J-Bone. Thank you for your help. But I'm going to tell some stories here about just where this all started, how I got started, and I'm going to give some tips and tricks. And again, you can ask any sort of questions, and I would love to help you. Just put those in the comments sections, but make sure you subscribe because I'm going to add more of these. I'm going to kind of try to be more helpful and give out some of the knowledge that I've learned here. So first and foremost, I started this YouTube channel back in 2008, and it was called ST Weekly. And the reason I named the channel ST Weekly was because it was the name of my former cable access sports show in St. Louis. I laugh when I say that. Sports Talk Weekly, and it actually ran for like 10 years in St. Louis. I started it when I was in high school, and it was just me and two buddies, and you can find probably a clip. I know I've put one up here a long time ago of us just sitting in my living room of my parents' house, and we would just talk sports, and then started getting interviews as we would go to baseball card shows, started getting press passes from people like from the St. Louis Billikens. Doug McElhaga was also great. The Cardinals started giving me press passes, the Blues. So I was starting to just go to these events and get interviews at the end of games or try to do stuff before games. And it really inspired me to kind of get into broadcasting at that point. So that's basically why the channel's called ST Weekly. And I did that pretty much into college. I mean, you can see some of the clips. I grew up in those clips during the Mark McGwire home run chase. You can see that video, him yelling at me, but there's a bunch of those interviews on this channel. And so when I got older, I thought, gosh, there's got to be a place to put all this old stuff. A lot of people have never seen it. Maybe they'd like to see it. So the first video I upload is Johnny Bench Angry with Me. And it's basically a 3-minute interview with Johnny Bench. I did it after he had signed cards in St. Louis. And again, the card show guys were just great. They said, come sit back behind the curtain, and if they want to do it, you can ask them. We're not going to, dissuade you, but we probably won't help you. So Johnny Bench came off. We start the interviews. Everything's going great. As you'll see, you can go take a look at it. He gets mad at me. Actually, I'll just probably plug it in right here.
Pete Rose, we talked about him. Is he a Hall of Famer? Should he be in the Hall of Fame in your mind?
Oh.
No.
Well, yeah, what's the rules? Do you know the rules of the game?
I mean,
then why are you asking me?
And that was it. So I, in 2008, uploaded that as my first video, Johnny Bench Angry with Pete Rose. And that was the title, and that's all I did. And it sat there for a while, but then it started actually getting views. And so I noticed that after, I don't know, a couple years, I didn't upload anything. I just thought, I want a funny place to put this. So I started uploading other stuff that I did. And that got a little bit of views, but the Johnny Bench thing was killing it. And turned out somewhere around 2014, 2015, I'm not really sure on the year, YouTube tells me, hey, by the way, congratulations, your channel is now monetized. So I was assuming it was because of the views of that video, subscribers. I didn't have a lot of subscribers at that time, but it definitely was getting a lot of views. And again, it's only like a 3-minute video, but a lot of people were checking it out. So again, I started uploading all these other videos, and I'm getting, minimal views, but I am starting to get money from YouTube. from Google, actually. And I got this little postcard. I'm sure y'all, if you've been a monetized person for a while, you get a postcard, and it would tell you how to monetize. So I was into it, and I said, well, what do I need to do here? So turns out, once I got there was a threshold you had to hit, and once you'd hit that threshold, it was like $100, and that's what I was getting pretty much every 22 months. It was not a lot of money, and it was just fun. It was like, oh, YouTube's paying me $100. But then the more views, the more subscribers, the more watch time I noticed. Now, I didn't do any of the analytics, but I just started noticing there was a few more views, and I was starting to get $100 every 18 months. And I'm like, this is great. So continue to start adding other old videos, some of the older ones like the Mark McGwire Angry. You've probably seen that here, but if you haven't.
That's right. So why would you assume the offense is struggling?
Well, and the last couple against Atlanta and some of the...
That's in the past, son. The past is the past. Do you live in the past? I don't. It's over with.
That's Mark McGwire Angry. And that one started picking up steam. And so now I'm putting up all these older videos. Plus, I used to work at Fox Sports Midwest in St. Louis, so I would go to spring training, and I would do my own little videos of them doing their drills, and people started watching those, and Cardinal fans were checking stuff out. So I was making money, and it was getting to the point where, oh, look at this, $100 every 16 months, $100 every 14 months. And I started thinking, man, this actually could be, what if I really take some time and start working with my YouTube channel? And so I was pretty excited about it. I stopped working at Fox Sports Midwest in 2016 and decided I'm going to do a podcast. And I had never really put two and two together. I could do the podcast and actually put them on YouTube. Wasn't really thinking. I just really wanted to continue to do interviews and things that I was doing with the Cardinals. So I started doing an audio podcast, not thinking about video at all, but I would put the podcast up on my channel. It was just a blank slate, and then you would hope people would listen to them. And it got a few listens, but it wasn't exactly what I was hoping for. But along the way, as I was making these $100, every 12 months, at that point, finally, I was like, man, we're going to get there. YouTube changed the rules on me, and you had to have 1,000 subscribers. And I don't even know what the watch time or views was, but I was already at it because the people continually watch the Johnny Bench video. By the way, the Johnny Bench video, I think, is like 300,000 views. I haven't checked it in a while. 300,000, 400,000 views, something crazy. So it's the most viewed video on my channel. It's been up there for about 12 years, but it is still my most viewed video. So I'm proud of it. But then again, like I said, YouTube changed the rules, and I had no more monetization. I was not happy about it. So in part 2, I'm going to tell you about what I did and how I recovered, and you're going to be able to see all that in part 2 of this series of how I monetize this channel. Please subscribe if you're interested in these type of stories. I'm going to give you all of the details and all the things that I know. I'm going to give it to you. Thanks for watching, and check out part 2 coming soon.